Hi guys, Steve Shelby from Bar Vision here again. I want to go over some tools. I talked about in an earlier video some of the tools that I use in my practice, and I'm going to go over some actual model numbers and pricing of things I like to do. And some of them you wouldn't think of, but having a wireless keyboard and mouse really helps. We can all get the inexpensive wired keyboards and mice, and until you actually have wireless, they're fantastic. You can move them out of the way if you need to do some video stuff or need to move them out of the way to take some notes. It's the smallest, simplest thing. You can get an inexpensive pair for 20 bucks. They are fantastic. I used wired for a very long time. I had an old wired mechanical keyboard, very expensive, $45, $50 keyboard. It was nice, but it was heavy. And it was wired, and the wires, there's a lot of wires. So it helps to get rid of some of that stuff. It makes you feel better. Your workspace can be cleared out easier, and it helps with the day-to-day stuff. You may have noticed I changed the lighting around a little bit. If you're going to be doing if you're going to do more Zoom conferences and be an expert and be an authority leader and do YouTube videos, lighting matters. And I haven't done video production in a very long time, and I've forgotten. So I had my little light. It's a $5 LED light, the simplest thing in the world. I had it down. It was throwing shadows up like I was telling ghost stories. It was on the bottom, and it was, you catch the bottom of the chin, and it's the small stuff. So that's going to be changed. So that's behind. And let's go over the tripod. So I like tripods. You can get away. I like using a phone. With a phone, you have a lot more options for an external mic. You can have a lapel mic like we've got here. I probably touched it and you've heard that. And we'll go over the mics in a moment, but it helps to have a tripod because you can raise and lower. They have the little balancer. They have all the small things you need to place the camera exactly the way you want, and it's so helpful. And you can rotate it. So the backdrop, I'm going to change the backdrop a little bit, but it's nice to have a nice backdrop. Some people in Zoom use their webcams with their video backgrounds, and that's nice and all, but I like having a genuine, real, authentic background. I don't like as many doors. That's my closet. That's the office door. Pictures. Put pictures up. So that was great. But with the tripod, it's your workspace. You can rotate it around. You can put it where you need to do. You can keep things out of frame. Like my printer's right here. It looks terrible. I rotate this around here. It's the bedroom. I work out of the office. There's the mattress. We're doing laundry. We don't care about that. We want this centered on us right here, right in the pictures. And then you keep it and you touch it and you put your hands down. You never touch it ever again. So that works out quite well. My headsets I like to use is I have a Bluetooth headset, charges like a phone. This is a V10 something on Amazon. They're like 20 bucks? Yes, $20. Have my notes. $20. They're very helpful. Attaches to your phone. You can take calls. The range on these Bluetooth headsets are fantastic. You can have the phone down here. You can be off getting a cup of coffee, making some breakfast. It'll work in the other room. I think it's like 30 feet. And you'll hear it ringing. You don't know who it is because you can't see your phone, but you just reach up and hit the thing. It turns on. You answer the phone. I'm not sure about iPhones. I don't have an iPhone, but on Android phones, if you're not on a call and you tap the thing, it'll use Google Voice. You can say, oh, what's the weather? What's my schedule? What's the price of tea in China? You can use the system wherever you are. You step outside for a moment. There's a range, like it'll start cutting out after 40 feet, but it's extremely useful to have this around the house. You don't have to worry about anything. The wired headset is depending if I want a little more audio out of my conferences. If there's something happening in a web conference and I don't want to use the speakers, I'll put it on the phone, or I'll put it on the phone to have the audio and then also join on the PC, and you can join twice. There's no rules. So the wire headset, no name brand. I don't even remember what the brand is. These are 10 bucks. They're very inexpensive. It's got the volume control. It's got the button. That is not a mute button. That is a hang up button, so very important when you're on important phone calls to not hit that. And wired headset goes into your phone where you're sitting and doing a conference or something, but you're not moving. So you don't have to worry about the long wires getting in the way. You're not doing a whole lot of crazy stuff. You're not moving around. So the wired headsets work for that. If you're doing videos and speaking to an audience, you want to have good audio. So I like to have a lavalier mic. It's a, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right, lavalier? Lavalier? This is a VidPro XML. It has a battery compartment, but for smartphones you don't need it. It's got an extremely long wire, goes into your phone. It has a lapel attacher thing, lapel, clip that clips on, and it has very good audio. You can hear the tone of the voice. You don't sound terrible with your headset. Having no headset at all is terrible. If you're having a web conference and you're talking and you're using the actual regular default mic in the phone itself, that sounds terrible. People tune out. It echoes. You can't hear yourself because you're talking in a room, but people hear, and you can hear the echoes. You can hear stuff in the background. There's 1,000 things wrong with using the default mic on the phone to talk with people other than be on the phone. If you're doing video production or a Zoom conference or anything, it's terrible. Buy a headset. Spend the $10. Do it. I think that was it. Yeah, tripod, headset, lavalier mic, lighting. It's great. This is like $50 worth of stuff here, guys. You don't have to spend a lot of money to look sharp. People listen to you. If you're on a web conference and you don't have to have audio or video, then that's great. Just join on the computer or whatever. But if you're putting yourself out as any kind of authority, or even joining a call and it's your turn to talk, or you want to talk about your business, or you're doing a roundtable, the people with terrible lighting and echoes and terrible backgrounds, a bookcase with tons of crap, your eyes wander. This is too much. I need to change some things here. And maybe use your hands too much. But it's important to have a decent background and decent lighting and decent sound. It all goes together. It all adds up. So you don't want to have, my head is too shiny. You're supposed to be actually putting a little bit of talcum powder to reduce the shine. That's why they wear makeup in the news. The lighting is so bright to get the lighting that you need for studio production that even the slightest, it looks like I'm sweating and it's oily. It's not. It's just it comes out in the camera. So to reduce the shine, that's what makeup is for. That's why they, guys wear makeup. It's what it's for, to reduce the shine. So those are a couple tips. You don't have to do all that for regular conference calls, but I like to have some type of very inexpensive investment in yourself, so people pay attention to what you're saying much more often, and it's important for business. So again, Steve Shelby, Far Vision Cybersecurity. Thanks for watching.